Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about waking up early. Yes, I know, studying at night is just so tempting. Finally, there is silence at home, your neighbors are just fast asleep, and your phone's not buzzing, and there are no new social media posts for you to check out. But the truth is, the world isn't made for night owls. Because after a sleepless night, you still have to show up the next day at university, fresh for classes. And we all know how awful you feel in the morning. So, if you love staying up late, but hate crawling out of bed the next day, here's how you can start waking up earlier too. Let's begin. Okay, let's see what the problem with staying up late is. After a long and tiring day, you finally get home, you settle down in front of the TV, and you binge on some Netflix. Amazing, right? But then, when a reasonable bedtime rolls in, you don't want to stop. You still want to watch that second Netflix episode because you know what? After a hard day, you've earned it. You just really feel entitled for that next episode. So you push play and you trade a bit of sleep for more Netflix time. But the problem is that this cycle continues and it just keeps you tired all the time. Long days leave us tired and exhausted, but the reality is that our days would be far less exhausting and tiring if we would just sleep more and if we wouldn't be so tired throughout them. Okay. The trouble with sleeping less and the trouble with being a night owl at the end of the day is that precious REM sleep is lost. Instead of sleeping an average of 7 or 8 hours per night, most night owls often get forced to sleep 6 or 5. And this leaves them with a very hard time waking up the next day. Look, if you have the freedom to wake up whenever you like, things are different, okay? You get to pick and choose. But if that extra Netflix time is forcing you to cut your sleep short, then you should really try to do something about it. So, these are 5 things that I've read about and eventually tried out in my own life that I found super useful. Let's get to it. Number 1. I want you to learn to love a good night's sleep. Part of the problem with trying to change your sleep habits is that you do not see immediate benefits. So your first impression would be like, okay, I've been having really poor sleep patterns for the past week, but tonight I'll sleep earlier and I'll wake up really late. And you wake up the next day and you're like, damn, but I'm really tired. Why am I still tired? Well, because you've been having horrible sleeping patterns for all this time. What do you expect? So, the reason this happens is because there is a time delay between getting several nights of good sleep and actually feeling better the next day. Going to bed early one time, it won't cut it. So, a lot of people give up before they actually see the results, before they see any difference. Patience is key. So, maybe keep it up for a week and see if you notice how the days get easier. And once they get easier, you learn to love a good sleep again, a good night's sleep again. I just like to point out that maybe other things are, maybe your bed isn't that comfortable. Maybe you should invest in getting a new pillow that doesn't give you, neck pain the next day. Or maybe your mattress is too stiff or too soft for that matter. See if those are factors that could be influencing your sleep and could actually be discouraging you from getting into your nice and cozy bed. Okay, number 2, winding down at night. To get to bed earlier, you also have to slow down in the evenings. The excitement that you get from your smartphones and laptops and whatnot makes it harder for you to sleep. This is why many people find it easier to go to sleep after reading a book. FYI, Turning your phone on night mode in the evening is super helpful because it decreases the amount of blue light emitted by your screen. And we all know that blue light suppresses melatonin, which is a hormone that controls your circadian rhythm, which actually allows you to fall asleep. Okay, so basically, blue light from your phone suppresses melatonin, which then makes it harder for you to fall asleep, and also it decreases your sleep quality. So try to do that. Try to get your phone on night mode. Also, try to do some relaxing activities in the hour or two before your bedtime. Things like, I don't know, reading a book, audiobooks maybe, listening to some music or meditating. All these are great options, but make sure that you don't mess around with your phone too much. Now look, there are some things that you should really avoid doing before your bedtime. Things like, I don't know, an intense workout, eating a huge meal, or leaving all your lights turned on in the house. Just watch out for those things. Number 3, have something to get up for. My question for you is, what are you waking up for? And I don't mean doggy's answer, oh, I'm going to my university class, duh. No, I mean, think about it. Many students work really long, hard days, and the evenings are the only relaxation moment that they get. So why would they end their evenings early? Just to return to another day's work all over again? So maybe have something fun or desirable to look forward to in the next morning. Something that would get you excited to get out of bed. Things like coffee or pancakes, or I don't know, an audiobook that you'd like to listen to while you get dressed for university. Anything, pick whatever you want and just make sure that you look forward to it. Maybe also you need to invest in some stuff, maybe invest some time. Let's say that you want pancakes the next day, but you're thinking that, oh, it takes ages for you to actually make some pancakes. Well, you could prepare your pancake mix the day before, leave it in a container, and the next day just pour some in the pan and get it done. There are ways for you to make those stuff easier. Number 4, make changes gradually. Any changes that you make to your sleep schedule should be done gradually. If you plan on waking up earlier tomorrow, you should make sure that you sleep earlier in order for you to get that 8 hours of sleep every single night. The reason for that is you don't want your neurons dying out. If you want to read more on that, then I'll link it down below in the description. Also, since you decided to wake up earlier, don't go crazy. Don't say things like, ooh, I usually wake up at 9 a.m., but I won't have any problems with waking up at 6 a.m. No problem. So please, try to wake up about 30 minutes earlier each week. And if you've just come back from, I don't know, summer vacation, spring break, and the next day you have classes at 8 a.m., but you're used to sleeping at 2 a.m., I don't know, I'm begging you, just, I don't know, get in bed, try to read a book, try to make yourself fall asleep at a reasonable hour, I don't know, 12 p.m. or something. Okay, number 5, track your mood to see the gains. As humans, we are usually terrible at recognizing long-term changes and gains. For instance, I've been hitting this new gym for a while, and I honestly haven't noticed any changes. But what's cool about this gym is that they weigh you, they check out a couple percentages like fat percentage and muscle percentage and all that stuff. And I thought that nothing had changed. But a month had passed and they did this monthly checkup, and actually my scores had gotten much better and I was on my way to a much healthier lifestyle. And I got really super excited. So you see, we are terrible at judging our long-term gains or successes. So I'd suggest maybe keep a diary so you can track your mood and energy levels and sleep habits for about 2 weeks. Okay, maybe 1 week, because 2 weeks is a bit too much. But try to do this while you get to bed earlier. It is important to recognize that there is a big difference between how you feel in the morning versus how you feel throughout the day. Some night owls will just never feel great in the morning, but how you feel in the afternoon is the true test of sleep quality. So, track these for a while. Also, remember that adequate sleep means improved memory, mood stability, and healthier eating and drinking habits. Track these for a while before deciding that sleeping for 8 hours is no different to sleeping for 6. Okay, so this has been my recipe for waking up earlier. If you like this video and you would like to hear more, then don't forget to listen to your stethoscope as it tells you to like and subscribe. See you next week.